So let's talk about Jeff Cavaliere and AXLIVE 2019. So this is actually the second part of my video where I talk about where I've been over the past year. But in this video, I'm going to talk solely about my experience meeting Jeff Cavaliere for the very first time and my experience at the AXLIVE 2019 event. Now, fast forward into July of 2019. This is about a month after my motorcycle accident. I met Jeff Cavaliere for the very first time, and let me tell you something about this man. I consider him one of the greats, right? Just like a Michael Jordan or a Babe Ruth or a Bruce Lee. This man is a pioneer in the fitness industry. And just like one of the greats, he'll come into this world and he'll do what he does best. And then he leaves, and he leaves a legend behind. And he becomes a legend himself, much like Aaron Rodgers and Reggie White. I just had to throw that in there. So the event starts off with educational presentations by experts in the fitness industry. You have experts such as Joe DeFranco and Chris Duffin. Now, Chris Duffin is an accomplished powerlifter, and he is the author of The Eagle and the Dragon. He is also the co-founder and chief engineer at Kabuki Strength. Now, Joe DeFranco is a well-known gym owner and a fitness trainer to some of the famous athletes like Triple H, to name one among many others. Then you have other experts like Al Cavaliere, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but man, I love this guy. I had a really good time with this guy. Unfortunately, I didn't get my picture taken with him. But Al Cavaliere is a calisthenics extraordinaire. He is also an author, and he is also a personal trainer. I also met this awesome dude. He is a power lifter. His name is Steven Carosa, and he is a USPA power lifter, and he gave a great presentation on the road to your first 500-pound squat. I also met Alan Roberts from Every Damn Day Fitness and his lovely wife Crystal. They both gave a presentation on increasing mobility and muscle activation with yoga. Now, despite what some people may think about Alan Roberts, the dude is a really nice guy. I mean, if you're a fraud and if you are out there just trying to sucker people just to make money and just trying to make a name for yourself, yeah, I could see why you would hate him. I mean, he exposes people like that. He's not very nice about it, but overall, he's a nice guy. I also met that one-legged monster, K.C. Mitchell. He is a wounded veteran, and he is the CEO of the supplement company Rising Labs. Yeah, that's the guy, deadlifting 635 pounds with a prosthetic leg. Okay, well, dude's freaking awesome, strong as hell. I'm going to tell you something else about him in a minute. And then you have Jessie Fletcher, who gave a pretty motivating speech. And unfortunately, I didn't get my picture with him, but, maybe next time. And then again, what's the AX Live event without Jessie? And let me tell you something, this is a super guy, and he was just awesome, and he is definitely the life of the party. You come to this event and you meet a lot of great people. I had a pleasure meeting some of the AtheleanX coaches and some of the other experts in the fitness industry that you make friends with. And I also met this YouTuber. His name is Kevin from Pure Bullfit. Now, I didn't know that he was actually a YouTuber at the time, but I got to tell you, he's a really nice guy, really great to talk to, and he was actually part of my group during the workshops. So the workshops are pretty good. What they do is that they split you up into groups, and they have different stations, and each station has a fitness expert. Like, for example, Jeff Cavaliere will be over here. You've got Chris Duffin, Joe DeFranco, Al Cavadlo over here. And basically, you move around during specified periods, and they cover a specific topic, and they teach you on this particular topic. So, for example, here is a small clip of me working with Chris Duffin, and he's just obviously teaching us about techniques regarding the deadlift. Now this is where it gets pretty interesting, because after our group basically had finished with the calisthenics workshop with Al Cavadlo, I was able to perform 8 muscle ups. And then after the 8 muscle ups, I decided, let me try to do a 1-arm pull-up. And I was able to complete 1.5 1-arm pull-ups. Now, folks, this is me after not being able to train for months. Okay, but you see, I've already laid a foundation of strength and performance with all the work that I've been doing. And that's what we want to do as we get older. We want to lay down a foundation of strength and performance. And we want that foundation to keep building upon itself, so that as we get older, let's say when we are in our 80s and our 90s, then we set a new level of strength and performance that others may not have at that age. And that's going to be a blessing. The main event, obviously, are the AX Games. And let me tell you something. This is an event that actually challenges your fitness level to the max. Before the event, Jeff had a pre-qualifier on Friday night of doing Cadence Pushups. Now, I'll put a link to the description box below of the Cadence Pushups that we had to follow. But basically, when the command was that you were down, you had to be down. And when the command was up, you had to be up. If you were anywhere in between there, even if you went ahead and completed the push-up, you were out. Now, I have to tell you, I was actually really intimidated going into this pre-qualifier event because, like I said, I haven't worked out in months. I just finished getting into a motorcycle accident the month before. But anyway, I figured, what the heck, let me just try to give it my best shot. I was actually one of the last groups to go, and the coach that was counting my push-ups was none other than Casey Mitchell. Now, you know, in the middle of me doing these Cadence push-ups, I started to get tired, but man, Casey Mitchell said something. He just went ahead and just motivated me, and I don't know what it was, man. What he said just filled me up with a whole bunch of adrenaline. And I was actually able to come in first place at the pre-qualifier. I was able to complete 77 Cadence push-ups. Yeah, that was great. That was a great experience. So anyway, on to the next day, Saturday, the AX Games, right? And it was hot as hell. I mean, it was not only hot, but it was so humid. But anyway, let's take a look at a couple of clips over here. As you can see, one of the coaches here was Alan Roberts from Every Damn Day Fitness. And here's Casey Mitchell. He was out there being one of the coaches, and obviously the man who was running the entire thing and basically rooting everyone on with the microphone, none other than Jeff Cavaliere. There you have Stephen Carosa, you know, rooting people on. And there's CT Fletcher. CT Fletcher was out there, man, just rooting people on. Can you imagine the feeling doing this event and having somebody like CT Fletcher right there just rooting you on? All right, so now the competition, right? The competition was to perform the following in under 7 minutes. All right, so here it is. First, you start off with 50 cone hops. All right. Then once those 50 cone hops are over, you do a 200-pound farmer's carry. Now, obviously you can see Jeff Cavaliere there in the center and rooting people on, cheering people on. And man, let me tell you something. Despite the heat, he was there all day just cheering everybody on. I mean, that is just pretty awesome. Then you had to throw this 50-pound medicine ball. I thought it was 80 pounds. It sure felt like it, but it was actually 50 pounds. So you had to throw this 50-pound medicine ball. And then after that, you had to perform 75 hand-release push-ups. And then 100 jump rope hops, all in under 7 minutes. Now, I'm proud to say that, man, despite the fact of not working out for months and having, my ankle was messed up from the motorcycle accident, I was able to complete all of that just shy of 7 minutes. And this is a picture of me with the paramedics. They had, I had to put some ice on my ankle because, man, it was throbbing. Unfortunately, my time was not good enough for the final event. And in a way, I was a bit relieved because, yeah, I was kind of hurting. So now, when everyone had finished competing, this is much, much later in the day, Jeff Cavaliere was out there all day. And that's one of the things that impressed me about this man. Despite the horrid heat that was there, he was there all day cheering everyone on. And it didn't matter what time. I mean, the competition started at 9 a.m. and I think it finished like around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I don't even remember. But man, he was there and he was cheering everybody on. And let me tell you something, I can really appreciate that, because if you were going to this event and you wanted to see somebody like Jeff Cavaliere, who in my mind is one of the greats, right? He didn't even bother to take a break. He was going to give everybody that attention. He was going to give this event and everyone who competed his attention. And this is where it gets really, really, I don't know. I'm a little lost for words. There was this young teenager by the name of Hunter, and he had an unusual accident where he broke his C5 vertebrae, and the doctor said that he was never going to walk again. And he wanted to compete. Well, the final event actually ended up with Hunter competing, and I'm just going to play this clip so that you can see it. So like I mentioned before, that was, I think a lot of people were at a loss for words to describe what that experience was like, and just to see that happening. It was pretty powerful and pretty life-changing. Yeah, it was great. And I took a picture with Hunter, and I told him how much I admired him, and man, that is one tough guy. So that's basically it. AXLIVE 2020 is going to be happening July 23rd through the 26th. I was really looking forward to go, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go, and I am so bummed out about it. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, I had a business trip that was postponed to that week, and I'm really, really bummed out about it. My hope is that maybe they will postpone the AXLIVE event to a later date so that I can go. Because it was a great event. I encourage everyone to go. Anyway, that's it, man. AX Live 2019, AX Live 2020 this year. If I can make it, great. If I can't, well, then I hope that I'll be able to make it to the next one. All right. Catch you later. God bless everyone, and see you at the next video.